What exactly is happening with Real Madrid? Real Madrid are reigning champions in both Spain and Europe, yet this season, their performances haven't quite reflected that status. They're dropping points and losing matches more frequently than we've seen in recent years. Over their last 7 games across all competitions, they failed to secure victories in 4, including notable Champions League losses to Milan and Lille. Adding to this, a heavy 4-0 defeat against their arch-rivals, Barcelona, ended their remarkable 42-game unbeaten run in La Liga. It's not the Real Madrid we're accustomed to, which is even more surprising given the high expectations set after Kylian Mbappé joined their Champions League winning squad. Ironically, they seem to be struggling more, not less. So the question arises, what exactly is happening with Real Madrid? Some might jump to the conclusion that Mbappé is the issue, that his arrival disrupted a well-oiled machine that had achieved the double last season. However, it would be an oversimplification to lay all the blame on him. Responsibility likely lies with both the coach and management, who may have signed a player they didn't truly need. Examining the squad, it's clear that a lack of balance is a major issue. With 3 left-wingers in the starting lineup and the departure of Benzema in 2023, the priority should have been to sign a top-class center forward, not another winger. While Mbappé is versatile across the front line, he isn't a traditional striker, and playing him there seems to limit his effectiveness. But benching Vinicius Jr. isn't an option, which further complicates matters. And Real Madrid's challenges don't end with the attack. The midfield feels the absence of Toni Kroos, who could control the game from deep with his quick and precise passing. In the current setup, Ancelotti has been forced to rely more on Modric to fill that controlling role, despite the fact that, at his age, he may no longer be physically capable of meeting the demands of the position. Moreover, there's an argument to be made about motivation, or a lack thereof. Teams sometimes reach a saturation point where their drive wanes after achieving so much. With 5 Champions League titles in the last decade and multiple doubles, Real Madrid could be experiencing a natural dip in hunger. If that's the case, they might bounce back later in the season, but this situation seems more complex. From what we're seeing, Ancelotti could be running out of fresh ideas. For years, his Real Madrid squads have leaned heavily on individual brilliance, with players often conjuring match-saving moments. While this has brought success, it also created a vulnerability. There's a limit to what individual talent can achieve without a solid, structured foundation. For instance, an overload of world-class left-wingers can create exploitable gaps on the field. Injuries too have played a part. Key players like Thibaut Courtois and Dani Carvajal are currently sidelined, while others, including Vinicius, Mbappé, Bellingham, Militao, and Rodrigo, have all missed games this season. Though injuries aren't the only factor, they undoubtedly impact performance. As for rumors about a fractured dressing room due to egos, there's little evidence to support that. The squad seems to be united, it's just the on-field execution that's lacking. However, having an array of superstars does create defensive issues. Players like Vinicius and Mbappé rarely track back, which disrupts the team's defensive shape. Bellingham and Vasquez have even expressed frustration over this lack of defensive cohesion, highlighting that titles are won as a team. The wealth of star power is also dividing the fan base, which could have long-term consequences. Ancelotti's lineup choices seem restricted, with players like Rudiger, Militao, Valverde, Bellingham, Vinicius, and Mbappé considered untouchable in the starting 11. This limits rotation options and makes achieving balance a challenge. So, what's the way forward? While we don't have all the answers, it's clear that balance needs to be restored. This might mean integrating younger players more consistently. Perhaps we'll see a front 3 featuring Vinicius, Endrick, and Mbappé, or a combination involving Gula. In a 4-4-2 formation, Bellingham on the left and Valverde on the right would bring stability, with creators like Gula and Brahim, and midfield technicians like Camavinga becoming essential. January signings could also address some issues. The quality gap between Carvajal and Vasquez is concerning, and no one in the current squad matches Kroos's impact in midfield. With Modric nearing the end of his career, replacements are urgently needed. Acquiring a dedicated striker or giving Endrick more game time would also help. He's shown promise, much like Barcelona's young star Yamal. Perhaps, however, the biggest change needed is at the managerial level. Carlo Ancelotti has enjoyed a legendary career and will always be remembered for his accomplishments with Real Madrid. But at 65, he may have reached the point where a new, innovative coach could take the reins and lead the team into the next phase. Now, we want to hear your thoughts. What do you think is going wrong with Real Madrid, and what do you see as the solution? Drop your opinions in the comments, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our updates. See you in the next one.